September 1st, 2015, and there is the biggest cover-up in human history is going down right now, and we are all going to die from it. The jokesters at the IAEA, which is the International Atomic Energy Agency, they've just come up with their Fukushima Daiichi accident report, and they have got the nerve to say that thyroid cancer attributable to the Fukushima accident in children is unlikely to increase, while providing no conclusive data on the exact amount of radiation exposure suffered by the civilian population in the vicinity of the nuclear plant. The Director General's report on the accident admitted that uncertainties remained concerning the thyroid equivalent doses incurred by the children immediately after the incident. That's because that the authorities failed to swiftly and uniformly distribute stable iodine due to a lack of detailed arrangements, and they were generally unprepared for an emergency response to such a large scale. Well, I don't think they're actually admitting in the report either that there was a cover-up, that TEPCO and I believe the Japanese government and the U.S. government was downplaying the severity of the meltdowns and what was happening at the reactors. But if you look at the Freedom of Information Act information, they knew immediately that there were meltdowns within 4 days. So right now, as of September 1st, 2015, only 4.5 years after the accident, mammals are dying right now. And now remember, if you learned or remember back when this was first coming out, that they were saying that it would be a bioaccumulation of the radiation before it actually made it up to us humans. And they thought that would probably take forever to happen, but it's happening right now. On the coast of California sea lions are dying right now by large numbers. Their organs are falling out, there's tumors, there's accumulation of pus inside their bodies, there's cancers, and a third of the sea lions, the pups, have leukemia. Now, the only known cause of thyroid cancer is man-made radiation contamination in all forms produced by man. Now, the number of thyroid cancer cases is growing each year, and the so-called experts are unclear why. In the United States, there were about 60,000 new thyroid cases. There was 45,000 women, 14,000 men in 2013. Now in Japan, there is a deep concern about rising thyroid cancers in the Japanese children. Now, a professor in Japan sat down with leaders from the Japanese Ministry of Environment to talk about citywide evacuations near the nuclear breakdown site. The reason why they're deeply concerned, because thyroid rates in children is rising, and they are deeply concerned about that. But when they spoke to the Japanese government officials, they downplay the concerns because the government is afraid to scare citizens. Now get this, instead of telling us the truth and trying to deal with this, they're keeping this info from us because they don't want to scare us. Now I urge you to go to Energy News, which is anynews.com or fukushimadiary.com, and just Google Fukushima websites, because there are a lot of headlines that are not being reported by the mainstream media, like 1 billion becquerels of strontium-90 have been detected in the seawater of the Fukushima the port plant. Now this is the highest in recorded history. There are smelt ponds with 80 million pond smelt eggs that are extinct because of the high doses of radiation. And everything in the ocean are swimming in this radioactive soup, and they're eating the fish that are accumulating this radiation. Now, I almost believe that there is nothing that really we can do anymore. We're just waiting too long to try to attack this nuclear demon. But what you can do to prevent maybe any more exposure than needed is stay away from the seafood. I haven't eaten it since day one, and I encourage you to stay away from it. produce, depending on where you live in this world. I'm in the United States, so I refuse to buy anything off the West Coast. Now, that's impossible for everybody to avoid West Coast produce, but I'm just telling you, the rainfall is coming down on the vegetables and the soil, not let alone the cesium and all the other isotopes that came out when the first disaster happened. That stuff is in the soil already. It's going to be around here for hundreds, if not millions of years. So it's not going anywhere. There is an accumulation of radiation. We are an enclosed environment. The stuff is not leaving us and going into outer space. And with Fukushima being built on an aquifer, 1 million gallons a day of highly radioactive water is pouring into the ocean and is not going to stop for tens of thousands of years. Now, this is what gets me and makes me sick to my stomach, that if you could only think that for the next 10,000 years, Fukushima is still going to be spewing this radiation. It will kill the whole damn planet. It's mutating everything. That is what the cancers are doing. It's a mutation. The code in our DNA is being disrupted, and that's what's causing the DNA. Now, as of March 13th, 2011, that's 2 days after the catastrophe, the State Department emails state that Fukushima nuclear reactor cover blows up. Reactor meltdown feared. Explosion occurs at Fukushima nuclear plant. First core meltdown possible in Japan. Nuclear reactor core melts down. Explosion at Fukushima nuclear plant. Now, they knew this as of March 13th. And so far, the FDA has tested 6 fish for radiation. Now, for some reason, Hillary Clinton went over there and signed a secret deal, pact, with her counterpart to raise the allowable amount of radiation in our food. Now, up to that date, there was an allowable amount of radiation that was set. Now, why did we have to raise the level? It's because they did not want to scare the people and bringing this to the forefront. They wanted to cover it up, so think people would forget about it. And everybody has forgotten about it, but there truly are cancers that are popping up everywhere. And all the experts could say is that it's a mystery. They don't know what's causing it. Now, in the unclassified State Department Japanese briefings, it states that Obama held talks over the phone with Khan about the safety of the Fukushima nuclear power plant, 1, that shut down automatically after the quake. In the telephone conversation, Obama stressed that he was seriously concerned about the safety of nuclear reactors by conveying to Khan that he has instructed the United States Secretary of Energy, Chu, to closely touch base with the Japanese government and take speedy action in an event of an accident. Now, very early on, President Obama knew the seriousness and probably what happened over there, that there were meltdowns. The reason why they don't care about you, they don't care about me, it's because it's in the air we breathe and the food we eat. The reactor core is cracked. Fuel rods are not intact. Why does the world not act? This has global impact. You know why? Because they don't care about you. They don't care about me. It leaks into the ground. What goes up must come down. There's fallout in the sky. All TEPCO does is lie. It's in the food we eat. Cesium in the green tea. Nuclear is not for me. Don't ruin reality. It's created a poison reality. There's genetic blasphemy, mutant expressioning. We can no longer breed. Carcinogenic feed. Mutative genes we breed. Offspring we cannot feed. So listen carefully. Affects your family. Poison reality. Nuclear not for me. It falls on Waikiki into the China Sea. contamination flee, tattooed on you and me. Do what you can, 'cause we're all on our own. And we'll end on what Obama said in his speech, that he said that he'll continue to keep the American people fully updated because he believes that we must know what he knows as president. Yeah, right.